tip. Coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. They all getting featured. Said it's Tanesha's tip. Coming all 3 speakers. Coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. Yeah. It's your girl Tanesha, straight magic. The greatest book reviews, let's get at it. She not here to offend, she just honest. Bringing words that may leave you astonished. And plus she do shows. She cover all like hands, knees, and toes. Don't lollygag, no, she just roll. Then it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Said it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Tanesha's tip. Coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. Said it's Tanesha's tip. Coming all 3 speakers. Coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured. Yeah. Hey. It ain't for the clout, it's honest. See the truth when you look beyond it. Book shows, not to mention movies. She give or take in a great way, you'll see. Check it out, see if you agree. If you vibe, yes, it's meant to be. And baby, you don't even need the script. Learn it all with Tanesha's tips. Tanesha's tip. Coming all 3 speakers. Yeah. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured.
Hi, and welcome to Tanesha's Tips. So I know it's the middle of August, almost toward the end of August. However, I just want to get in your Amazon first reads, and we're going to see what we're going to pick. Again, if you're interested in this and you have a Prime Unlimited, I think it's Amazon Unlimited account, then you'll get this if you got Amazon Prime. So it's amazon.com/first reads. Okay, so this month it says you choose 1 Kindle book plus the bonus short read for free. So, and yes, it's with Prime. The first one we have is called Bad Date by Ellery Lloyd. And let's see what this one is about. It's a suspense, and the synopsis is: an online flirtation between 2 apparent strangers takes a deliciously wicked turn in a twisty short story about love, obsession, and deadly deceptions by the author of The Club. So this is a short story that you get for free. Faye Roper is a divorced single mom and a global famous actress. She's also unlucky in love. Maybe because the last thing Faye wants in a man is yet another superfan. But somehow, every time she has a boyfriend who isn't a stalker, he abruptly disappears from her life. With the help of the best friend and a right-hand woman, Faye decides that she's going to change the game and join an exclusive new dating app under a false identity. A subscriber named Oliver takes the bait, but Oliver likes to play games too, and only one of them can win. Interesting. That might be a good little short story to read. Second book is a psychological thriller, and it's by Christina Baker Klein, and it's called Please Don't Lie. It's also by Ann Burt. So it's Christina Baker Klein and Ann Burt. The way they have it on here, and I'll show the picture. It's got the 2 authors split, which is crazy, but okay, it's starting off good on just judging by the cover. And this is actually Crystal River Book 1. So the synopsis reads as such: in this stylish, twisty thriller from #1 New York Times bestselling author Christina Baker Klein and award-winning author Ann Burt, a young woman heads to an Adirondack. A young woman heads to the Adirondacks with her new husband for a fresh start, but the past won't let her go. Now I can't say that word, but y'all remember them chairs from back in the day? I think that's what they call those. Anyway, 2 years ago, Haley Stone lost everything. First, her parents died in a devastating fire. Then her sister overdosed, leaving Haley alone and hounded by the media circus that turned her family's tragedy into a tabloid fodder. When her new husband suggests a fresh start in the Adirondacks, the promise of anonymity in an isolated mountain town feels like salvation. But the mountains hold darker secrets than she ever imagined. Her once loving husband grows distant and volatile. The widow down the road keeps spewing vague accusations. Not even their new friends, a free-spirited couple living on the property, can help Haley shake the creeping sense that something is off. As winter edges closer, Haley discovers that her sanctuary is anything but safe. Trapped and isolated, she faces a terrifying truth. In trying to escape her past, she may have run straight into something far more dangerous. So this is book 1 of 2. This sounds pretty good. It's not that big either. It's 259 pages, so that might be something interesting. We're going to keep that one in mind. The next book is The First Witch of Boston, and it's a novel by Andrea Catalano. It's a historical fiction. Y'all know how I feel about historical fictions. They really ain't my jam, but okay, let's see what this one is about. A gripping and intimate novel based on the true story of Margaret Jones, the first woman to be found guilty of witchcraft in 17th century Massachusetts. Massachusetts Bay Colony, 1646. Thomas and Margaret Jones arrived from England to build a life in the New World. Though of differing temperaments, cautious Thomas and fiery Margaret, a healer, are bound by a love that has lasted decades. With a child on the way, their new beginning promises only blessings. But in the austere Puritan community, calmly faces hide malicious intent. Wrong moves or words are met with suspicion, and Margaret's bold and unguarded nature draws scorn. Soon Margaret is mistrusted as a more cunning woman than kind caregiver, and when personal tragedies, religious hysteria, and weariness of the unknown turn most against her, even the devotion Margaret and her husband share is at risk. Inspired by actual diary entries and court recordings, The First Witch of Boston is at once the riveting story of a woman unjustly accused and a love story set amid the political and social turmoil of both Old and New England. Harrowing and with a deep understanding of the human heart, history is brilliantly imagined. Okay, next book. It's women's fiction. You'll Find It All Still Here by Lisa Greenwald. Okay, let's see. This one. An emotional trip down memory lane, author Lisa Greenwald's playful second chance romance is perfect for anyone who grew up reading her middle grade books or spent fervent summers away at camp. Successful event planner Mira Erdman never expected to see Brush Hill Camp again, but these days the old sleepaway camp in Berkshires offers adult experiences for New York's 20-something Jewish singles. In Mira's Bubby knows it's the perfect place for her granddaughter to find love. Since losing her mom, Mira has basically given up on dating. But for Bubby's sake, and with best friend Josie at her side, she's resigned to giving grown-up camp a try. The beer garden and co-ed cabins are wild, though not enough to stop the flood of old memories. And when her one-time camp crush turns up, Mira's teenage anxieties threaten to resurface, along with a rush of other feelings. Rooted in nostalgia, You'll Find It All Still Here weaves together themes of friendship, community, and family. Mira's soulmate may be out there, but she'll have to learn to love and accept herself first, with the help of those she holds dearest. This is 237 pages, not that long. It reads like a feel-good book. I don't know. And this one is a romantasy by Gina Showalter, and it's Kingdom of Tomorrow. And this is also Book of Arden, Book 1. From New York from New York Times best-selling author Gina Showalter comes a fusion of modern and fantastical worlds where a young woman must navigate a secret society, uncover a shocking enemy, and resist an undeniable attraction. 20-year-old Arden Rusa knows only our land. Two worlds split and stitched together with broken pieces from each statues of fallen gods and heavenly artifacts that are worshipped or feared. But nothing is more fearsome than the night. A strange madness haunts the darkest hours, turning innocents into gleeful killers. Arden does her best to stay safe until she reads a book written about her life, the Book of Arden, and everything changes. Forced to join Fort Bala Royal Academy, Arden is paired with the ruthless High Prince Cyrus Dolion, but while he trains her for combat against a mystical adversary, she can't deny the sparks burning between them. If her panic attacks and war games aren't enough, Arden is also tapped to join the Tome Society, rumored guardians of the invisible library with books that foretell the future. But the more she learns about the society, the less she understands about our land, the gods, and the person she's destined to be. I'm not a romantic girl, so I will leave that one right there personally. But if you are, you might want to go get that one. This one is a coming-of-age suspense. What Happened to Lucy Vale by Lauren Oliver. Okay. Twin mysteries years apart connect two mothers and their daughters in a gripping novel of psychological suspense by New York Times bestselling author Lauren Oliver. Who in their right mind would move into a Faraday house with its grim history and generations spent rotting and unattended? Rachel Vale and her daughter Lucy. They've arrived unexpectedly, yet the peculiar purpose to Woodward, Indiana, to rent the most infamous house in town. Here 16 years ago, Nina Faraday vanished without a trace, and her mother was found hanging from an apple tree in the front yard. It was the stuff of ghoulish fascination and dark imaginings. Old rumors are stirred up and all over again by an online community of teenagers now fixated on Lucy, the new girl in the school, especially when Lucy's shattering romance with the swim team star becomes another small town obsession. This time, the kids in Woodward will be asking, what happened to Lucy Vale? Parallel mysteries soon converge about two teenage girls nearly 2 decades apart, both consumed by the stories and suspicions of others. Only a mother can bring the truth to the devastating light. Yeah, no. Okay, then we have women's fiction. It's called Both Things Are True by Kathleen Barber. For two exes who meet again, moving on is harder than ever in a funny and heartfelt romantic comedy about starting over by the author of Truth Be Told, now a major Apple TV Plus series. Apple TV Plus series, missed the Apple TV. Vanessa is a yoga influencer living high in New York, but after the crypto entrepreneur fiance ruins both their lives by fleeing the country amid fraud allegations, Vanessa's only choice is to start over by flying home to Chicago and moving in with her sister. Just as Vanessa puts her life back together, she bumps into Sam. Years ago, they fell hard and too fast. Their relationship ended in heartbreak after an impromptu Las Vegas wedding officiated by Dolly Parton impersonator, and an annulment that was just as sudden. Now Sam is co-owner of a solar company with a promising future, a future Vanessa wants to be included in. But she can't shake the whiff of a scandal from her AWOL fiance. And to protect Sam's reputation, she's keeping her distance. Then again, if anyone can turn a negative into a positive and a first love into a second chance, it's a young woman with influence. I don't know what this got to do with Truth Be Told, but okay, I guess. Anyway, maybe I'm missing something. Okay, so this is police procedural, and it's called Cold Island, and it's by Peter Colt. And this is Detective Tommy Kelly, book 1, and looks like it's 1 of 2. So, this being the first one, this is how it goes. When the remains of a young murder victim on Nantucket Island are discovered after 35 years, a detective begins to unearth the dark secrets of a community gone silent. Massachusetts State Police Detective Tommy Kelly is called to Nantucket Island, where a boy's skeletal remains have been discovered at a construction site. Interred for 35 years, the crime is especially gutting for Tommy, the father of 2 boys. It's also the beginning of a grime mystery, because no child during the period was even reported missing. Tommy is partnered with Nantucket PD's best detective, Joe Harris, who first chafes at the idea of a mainlander encroaching on their territory, and their work together is only raising more troubling questions. Then a possible link is found to the decades-old case and a serial killer, a vigilantly hidden part of the past that this tight-knit community would prefer to forget and never speak of again. The secrets in their silence are so shocking, they soon pull Tommy into a very dark place. Suddenly, off-season on Nantucket has never felt so cold, so isolating, or so dangerous. Okay, so it's going to be trouble between the 2 detectives. And the last book is a romance, and it's called Under a Greek Sky by Francesca Catlow. And this one goes as such. Escape to sun-drenched Corfu, where family secrets and second chance bloom under endless Mediterranean skies. Under a Greek Sky is perfect for fans of Karen Swan, Kate Frost, and Paige Toon. When her happily ever after is shattered by a fiancé who disappears along with her life savings, Lorena desperately needs a new start. Then her seemingly perfect parents separate, and her mother decides to return to Corfu, the island of her birth, to renovate the family's beach house. Lorena goes too, keen for a chance to shut the world around her out for a while. The sun-soaked island, with its stunning beaches and glittering sea, is just the distraction Lorena needs. Not least handsome, mysterious Christos. But as long-held family secrets start to emerge, clouds gather over the Greek island paradise. Why has Lorena's mother always refused to return to Corfu until now? What secrets of his is Christo carrying? When her father reappears on the scene, all hope of peace seems lost. Is Lorena about to watch another happily ever after implode, or can she learn from the past and open herself up for a new future? Now, I do like Corfu, Greece. Been there. And like the island, I ain't in here for the story. So for me, I think I will go with Please Don't Lie, which is the psychological thriller. So we'll see. Those are my picks. And of course, Bad Date, because that's the short story. But be sure to like and subscribe and tell me what you would pick, or what you're leaning towards, or what you did already pick, since we're leaning into the end of August. Anyway, until next time, thank you for joining.
And plus she do shows. She cover all like hands, knees, and toes. Don't lollygag, no, she just rolls. Then it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Ha. Said it's on to the next one, on to a fresh one. Tanesha's tip, coming all 3 speakers. Good honest reviews, book shows, and the movies all getting featured.